It's time to head to Hamilton, where Jenna and Luke Grbin, a married couple recording as Bird Machine, have just released their debut EP, which they describe as a collection of good and bad dreams.
Don't close your eyes, open wide.
So the EP is out. You guys are in Hamilton. You're married. You got kids, the whole ball of wax. So I get the feeling you're kind of balancing all these things up in the air and trying to make everything happen. How tough has it been to get to this point, to get this thing released?
Well, it was once we decided we were going to do it, it's actually been pretty good. Luke's working on a PhD at the moment, but I'm fortunate enough to be able to work full time on the music. So while kids are at school and kindy, that's what I'm doing during the day. And then after hours, all our date nights, all our free time goes towards music, but it's like invigorating. So we've just been having a blast. It only started like October last year was when we decided to join forces with our music. We've been doing music since we got married, but to write and stuff like that, we were like, let's give it a good go, because for both of us, it's our dream. And I guess we kind of assumed it's like unrealistic, it's not going to happen, and we were like, but why can't we do both? Why can't we be parents and have a family and do the music and do it all, so
we're kind of doing it the reverse, like to a lot of people. So when we were 20 and studying uni, it was like you got to get the real job sort of thing. And when I was at high school, I did a music like a sort of like a certificate in music performance, and one of the first things we were taught is basically that you'll never make it, so to speak.
Right. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And so I always just had that attitude about it, that it's not realistic, and maybe it's not really going to be lucrative or anything, but I always just pushed it way back, and now we're just starting, after we've got 2 kids and and everything, we're like, let's give it a red hot go now.
Right.
And you find that you can make time for the things you actually want to do, and it works out. And
it's easier to balance because both of us are doing it, right? So it means it's not like we're taking away. If Luke was doing it on his own, then he'd be away from us. We're able to include the kids. The kids were in one of our music videos.
I saw that.
And we're able to kind of make it a family affair, and so it actually is something that I feel, or we feel, is going to be sustainable because of that, and because of the way we're balancing it. It's working.
Yeah, and it's good for our relationship. It's very bonding and everything. So it's just all positives.
And I'm sure you've been asked this 1,000 times, but how did you get together? One's a Kiwi, one's an Aussie.
Well, we just met by chance, really, and Luke had met my brother, and that was how we started talking. And then music was a very early talking point. Our first date, Luke brought a guitar and serenaded me.
Jenna was in Australia, in Melbourne. We met in Melbourne, and her brother had been living in Geelong, where I'm from, and before that, and that's how I knew him. And so just took off from there, and there's some long distance dating.
Very good. And were there musical touchstones that both of you kind of identified with that kind of brought you together musically?
Yeah, I mean, we both loved to perform, and we both played instruments and stuff. It took a while for us to get work together because Luke came from an alternative music background and I came from pop. And so we would do stuff together, but to write together was hard because he had an idea of what he thought it should be. I had an idea of what I thought it should be. And it basically got to where we had to stop thinking about what anything had to be and just write. And that would become our genre. And so our genre's evolved or has become the sound that it is in the EP because we just stopped thinking about that.
And I guess they say that not that we had any serious conflict or anything, but, and I don't mean conflict in the sense of like anger and stuff, but I guess having a creative conflict or 2 different ideas or things that are seemingly incompatible kind of breeds creativity and innovation, right? And so we really feel like what has emerged is something that is pretty unique, and that's is a blend of our 2 styles, which for a long time we didn't understand each other's kind of styles, you know, or interests and things. But we've been able to use that, and you really have to be open to just accepting some other sort of point of view that you wouldn't have thought about before, you know, and then you come up with, and then it creates something that surprises you, and you're surprised that it's something that it has turned out to be actually really cool.
Okay. So looking at the EP, it begins with a tune called Our Kind, and you have a video for that. How did that come to be?
Don't close your eyes, open them wider. You follow the crowd as the sounds get loud. You say to yourself, no one can calm the streets. And a full perfect mind will treat you in
It's about digital media and how, like, the destructive side of it, and how it facilitates echo chambers, and it creates a greater gulf of division between people, we think, because it shows people, it like reinforces one-sidedness, and so the video came about from Jenna's cousin, Anthony Butters, who's a filmmaker here in New Zealand, and he had the concept for the video and the narrative for that, and it was taking the topics we had talked about and talking about sort of how that affects different generations of people, the new digital media, and I think there are older generations can kind of, because they're not native to social media and the way that the internet can work, oftentimes they're deceived, I think, because there's a lot of information that's presented as genuine that people get confused about. You know, and so it's kind of lamenting on that and raising awareness about that.
I think being like the younger generation, we're already used to scammers, we're already used to like lies, and that you can't trust everything you see. Where some of our own family members, you know, they'll be like, "Oh, have you seen this?" And it's like, "Oh, that's not real," you know, that's fake. And so what we're finding, they're often falling victim to some of those things, and then the abuser are kind of reinforced, as Luke said, by algorithms only showing them the one side. And so it was kind of to bring awareness, to like proactively make sure you're looking at everything and not just one picture, because then you're not being empathetic to other sides of the story. And
issues need a multivariate sort of view on things, and to give an example of some of the like fallacies and things that are presented as fact, like, well, if you think about it this way, in traditional media, you know, things are curated and edited before they're published, and so that has a credibility about it. But on the internet, anyone can publish anything that's unedited and uncurated. And I remember someone I know shared a post, and it was a picture of a multi-lane highway, and the cars were stopped in gridlock, and the caption was, "In Germany, they shut down this, so they hiked the petrol prices up so much that everyone on the highway stopped to protest until they put the prices back down." And it's like, no, that it was actually a photo of a like a super highway in China, you know, during a massive traffic jam. And I said to the person that you know, this narrative isn't true, and the person said, "Well, it's a good message though." And no, it's not actually.
That's not how it should work.
Yeah.
No, it's a nice
People can believe that if you're posting it. So yeah, that's basically the message of that song.
All righty, very good. And then it's followed by Twice in the Heart, which is that a cello in there?
Yes. Quality plugin that's played by a celloist called Tina.
Yeah, I mean, like she
Right.
played the samples, but we played the lines
But
on a
it's
keyboard.
it's
so.
a very realistic one.
Yeah.
It does sound.
Yeah. I love the fact that you have a cello in your house and you can't play it.
Yeah. Well, we bought it with the intent of learning how to
We
play.
want to. We want
Yeah.
to. We have a lot of instruments, and those are the ones that we dream to play. Is the cello.
Well, for Twice in the Heart, we don't have a video for that one yet, but the video for our single Money Ache has our kids in it.
Got a money ache the size of Manhattan. Went to sleep last night, was asleep when it happened. You can see dust when you pat me on the back, forever rusted in an endless setback. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, that one's it's a lament to rising unaffordability, and you know, in New Zealand, New Zealanders spend more of their income on housing than any other OECD nation.
Right.
And so it's basically a lament to that. And so the children are in the video, and it's kind of depicting them as children doing like having adult worries and like taking care of finances and taking care of younger children and things like that. And I think portrayed in that way, it's highlights the tragicness of it,
Right.
and a kind of a betrayal of their innocence.
Yeah, because it's going to be affecting them in the long run. All of the financial crisis is going to be affecting those kids in the future, and so it kind of makes it more alarming, I suppose. My sister is the one that did the filming and editing for that one. Yeah, and that was we were pretty happy with that.
Some pretty talented family and friends, don't you?
Yeah, we're very lucky.
And you directed the following one, the Time and Space one, right?
Yes, yeah, that was our attempt at our first music video ourselves through our phone.
Yeah.
Sitting in the dark with no words to say. Your face in my mind, it's always been this way.
We made two by ourselves.
Right.
Although we used, my mum helped with the filming of us,
Of
but
Time
then
and
the
Space.
visuals and stuff was
Time
done and edited.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it is hard to shoot yourself.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody to
That's
make sure
right.
you're in the frame.
But in the video for I'm Right Here, it was just us two, and we were just shooting each other.
And that's why,
Yeah.
that's why we're never in the same shot.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Nice Nirvana t-shirt in there. You're not wearing it now.
Oh, no, I'm not. We're actually wearing our own merch today.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
What do you got? Give us the spiel.
Oh yes, actually our merch shop will be opening today, so this is a little sneak preview.
And what is on that sweatshirt?
It's actually the cover for our I'm Right Here single
Right?
with our name, and that's
Oh,
actually
there you
at
are. Yeah.
the Hamilton Gardens. this
Okay,
this
cool.
statue.
Yeah, it's where we shot the video, so it's one of the stills from the video, actually. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, merch is where it's at,
That's
isn't it? You're not going to make any money being a musician.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man. So what's the plan going forward? Do you have a big master world conquering plan in place?
Yes, definitely. We do plan to tour March next year.
To New Zealand.
Tour New Zealand.
Yep.
Oh no, would love to tour internationally, but we've got to build more of a following before that, I guess. And we already are in the process of writing for our album next year. So,
Right.
Yeah, and it's just going where it takes us, pushing as hard as we can, and seeing if anyone notices.
Well, we've noticed.
Yes.
So do you write together now, or you write separately, or has that changed now that you're?
No, we always write together, but we can
Right.
come to and present to the other some riff that we made or some vocal melody or something like that. So yeah, there's a bit of working individually, but it's usually not like we produce a whole song by ourselves and then come to the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. All righty. Well, thank you for taking time to talk to me here today. Hopefully all goes well with the record and the merch, especially.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, come up to Auckland and do a gig every once in a while.
Yes. Well, we're hoping for one in the early next year.
After we get back from Australia.
Yeah, when we come back from Australia, yeah.
Very good. All right. Have a great
Nice to meet
day,
you.
and thank you very much.
Cool.
See you
Thank
later.